Station. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to One Collection Down and welcome to March Madness 2025. How's everybody doing tonight? Tonight we are covering Fight Club, man. Last time we were on the channel, we covered Flatliners and we had a great panel for that show. But tonight we also have an amazing panel as well. So let's get this party started. Let's get everybody out here. First up, I want to bring a brother of mine, my PCP brother, man. Finally, I got him on the channel for the first time, man. I can't believe it. Love having this guy on, man. Can't wait to hear his thoughts on this movie. I'm talking about one half of Go Figure Reviews, my man, Jelani.
What's up, man? Thanks, Sean. Hey, man, it's good to be here. Like I said, it's my fault for not doing this sooner. So I'm so glad to be here. So glad to talk about this movie. This is a fantastic movie to start off with for me for March Madness. We did yesterday. What was the movie we did yesterday?
Leprechaun.
Sure. Oh, yeah, I forgot. See how easy it is to forget that. I was more excited for this movie than I was for Leprechaun. So I'm excited, super excited to be here with you and this panel. This panel, it seems like it's amazing.
Yeah, man, we have a great one tonight. Well, thank you, Jelani, for joining me tonight, brother.
Absolutely,
pleasure having you tonight.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me. And by the way, I do want to mention this. Like at first, when you said you were going to do a YouTube channel, I was excited. I was excited for you, man. You were afraid to do this, and now you're doing it. So I'm so excited.
I'm still freaking petrified, but it's okay.
Don't freak out. This is easy, man. Outside of this is crazy. This is nothing. You're doing great, dude.
Thank you, bro.
Absolutely.
Well, it helps.
I blame you for all of it.
It helps that I got a bunch of good buddies to hang out with that help ease those nerves, man. And of course, let's bring out our next panelist, man. This guy, love doing shows with this dude, man. I used to be a regular on his Thursday night shows, man. And anytime I get a chance to have him on the channel reviewing the movie with me, I just love it. I'm talking about my brother, my horror brother, Verno, Blood Splatter Chatter.
My brother, what up? What up? Thank you for having me. Happy to be here. I was scrambling. I'm over here like, how do I change my name? I was gonna try to change my name to Verno Paulson, but I didn't get it there. I don't know how to do it. I was gonna say my name is Verno. My name is Verno Paulson. What up, man? I'm stoked to be here. This is a banger. I think goes without saying. So excited to be on this one, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for joining me tonight, brother. I always love doing movie reviews, TV show reviews with you, man. Always a fun time. All right, man. Let's bring out our next panelist here now. This gentleman, he's part of the crew. But I don't think he's ever done a movie review with us, ever. So this is really exciting, man. We're gonna burst his cherry here for the first time. But yeah, he's always got great energy. Of course, I'm talking about my brother, Big Herm, Collectibles
Station. I was told if you're doing something for the first time, you have to fight as part of the rules. So I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go.
Right left.
Big Herm, man.
Station, man. I'm very excited to finally do one of these. It's been a long time coming. Like Jelani said, I should have done this a long time ago with all of you guys. So like I'm a little nervous, but I know you guys got my back. So I'm just so psyched to be here, and I love you guys. So let's go, man.
Thank you.
Even though we can't talk about Fight Club, so the show's over. So we gotta go.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
Thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for missing Daredevil for me, man. It's a real. I appreciate that, bro.
It took a lot, but it's my man Fable. I have to. It's on streaming. We could stream it. I just won't look at Instagram, nothing before that. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm good.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me, Herb, man. All right, so let's bring on our last panelist. Of course, this gentleman hardly needs an introduction. He is the creator or co-creator of March Madness, man. So happy always when he's able to join me, and so happy and honored that he asked me to be a part of this March Madness movie festival. Of course, we're talking about our big bro, Rocket Robbie Phillips Station.
I am Jack's inflated sense of anticipation and excitement for this show, everybody. What is up? Station, pop, pop, boom. Fight Club, baby. I'm ready. I was there.
Me too.
You all were there because we're all some old motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
So hell yeah, dude. I'm pumped. I'm
Hell yeah.
very even more eager to break a movie down with Big Herm, man. What's up, dude? It's been too long, brother.
Station. What's up, man? Boom.
Oh,
Don't worry.
boom, there we
you
go.
go. Oh man. Well, thanks, Robbie, for joining me tonight, man. Always a pleasure to have you on the streams with us. Man, and thank you for letting me in on this March Madness stuff, man. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. I didn't know if Dylan or Verna were gonna bitch out this year, so I wanted to make sure we covered all of our bases.
Oh man. All right. So yeah, let's talk about some Fight Club. I'm sorry to break the rules, but we gotta talk about Fight Club.
Damn.
Aren't there like a penalty for that? Don't you have to fight anywhere? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know. If I could throw a fist through the internet, I'd be punching you right now, Jelani. I don't know how to do it.
Don't hit me with glasses. Would you hit me with glasses?
That should be a rule.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just get out my notes real quick because I can't get this stuff off the top of my head. I got to get notes for it, but let's get into Fight Club. So Fight Club is a film from director David Fincher, who you might know from movies such as Alien 3, Seven, The Game, Panic Room, Zodiac, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, The Social Network, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and Gone Girl, man. What a freaking resume this guy has, man. It's based on a novel by Chuck, I'm going to screw this up, Palahniuk? Palahniuk? Okay. Based on a novel by Chuck Palahniuk, and it stars Edward Norton, Brad Pitt, and Helena Bonham Carter, with notable supporting stars in Meatloaf and Jared Leto, which is awesome. It was released in U.S. theaters October 15th, 1999, and was #1 at the box office that weekend. Although it had a strong start, it only managed to gross about $37 million domestically against a $63 million budget. So, not too great. But it did considerably better overseas, grossing over $60 million, bringing its grand total to over $100 million. So it did make back its budget and made a little bit of profit. But at the time, it wasn't considered a hit, and it did have some negative critical reviews, mainly due to its excessive violence, right? Like it depicted a lot of brutality and fisticuffs and stuff like that. But when this thing released on DVD, it is almost like it had a second life, man, because this thing blew up in home rentals and video rentals. It grossed over $55 million in DVD and rental sales, and it sold 6 million copies in the DVD. So that's freaking amazing. So what is this movie about, right? It's not easy to describe this film. I'll tell you that much. It's incredibly difficult to get this movie in a nutshell, but it's basically a story about a lonely insurance investigator who leads a very superficial and boring life until he meets a charismatic and carefree guy named Tyler Durden. Norton's character, because he has no name in this movie, which I didn't even realize. Like, he's called the narrator, yeah. And you only find that out through the credits or the subtitles, because it'll say narrator. Norton's character and Durden form an underground fight club where they let out their societal frustrations. But in the process, Norton learns how to let go of like social norms and expectations of society and things like that through this fight club. But eventually things go awry, right? Because he finds out that Tyler has been growing this secret army. and the army has these nefarious purposes, which he has no idea what's going on. But in an attempt to find out what's going on, not only does he find out what Tyler's plans are, but he also finds out that he himself has been Tyler the whole entire time.
Dun, dun, dun. Wow.
So yeah, man.
Yep.
And Brad Pitt's dick on top of all that. It's incredible. Incredible.
Now, I've seen this movie plenty of times, but it's been a long time since the last time I saw it. And man, let me tell you, I totally forgot how freaking phenomenal this movie is, man. I was part of that group of people that missed it in the theaters. I didn't catch it until it came out in DVD, and it came out in DVD like 7 months after it dropped in the movie theaters. So, you know, back in the days, movies didn't just get on streaming, or they didn't just come to home video. It came out in June of 2000. So that's probably around the time I caught it. And I loved it so much then. I remember, like, you know, loving this movie absolutely from top to bottom. And I got to tell you, on this second watch, or this current watch rather, I love it even more, man. This movie is prophetic. It is undeniably influential. I mean, this movie incorporates styles of filming that would go on to take over the movie industry going forward into the 2000s. And it has some of the greatest performance from Edward Norton and Brad Pitt, man. This thing is fantastic. But I want you guys to let me know what your overall thoughts on Fight Club is. And I'll start with you, Jelani, man. What's your overall thoughts on Fight Club?
Bruh. I worked at a movie theater when this came out, and it was a slow day when it came out. It was like it was a Friday. I remember it well because I was there cleaning the theaters, and I sat down to watch some of it. So I went down and I was like, I'm gonna watch this movie, and it turned out I spent my entire shift watching this film, just like in pieces. I took a break, and it was the longest break because it was like it's 2 hours and like 45 minutes. It's a long movie, I should say, but I spent most of my shift watching this movie the first time I saw it. So I was super excited. I didn't know what was going on. And it was kind of like my Matrix experience. When I watched Matrix, I didn't know what it was the first time I saw it. And I watched it like at an employee showing, and I had no idea how to explain it. This is what Fight Club was to me when I saw this. I saw it alone in the theater. And like I said, it was a flop. It did not do well because no one was in that theater. I think it was like maybe one person that was in that theater the whole time I was there. So I ended up watching it again, you know, for realsies with people, and I enjoyed it even more, like piecing it together and watching their expressions when you find out that Tyler is Tyler. And it was such a great experience. This movie is shot beautifully. It's got some of the best lines I've ever heard. My favorite of all time, still to this day, is I have been fucked like that since grade school.
Yeah.
I love that. I don't know what it is about that line. I'm like, that makes sense. It's such a fantastic film. Watching Jared Leto get his face pounded in is so freeing nowadays. I don't know what it is. He deserves it. I don't know. Just I think he deserved it in this movie, and he deserved it in his career so far. Because it's Morbin time. But yeah, it's a great film, man. I love it. I love Meatloaf's performance in this. I love there are a lot of quirky things that happen in this film. And it makes me not want to use soap because I'm kind of worried about the soap being human fat.
Mm-hmm.
It's so many little things. I love this film. It's fantastic. It's a little too long for my taste. I'm lying. It's gorgeous. Like there's not a wasted moment in this film.
Yeah, this movie definitely. You know me and my movies. I like them to be an hour and a half long, if possible. And anything over an hour and a half has to earn every single minute. And I think this movie earns every single minute after the hour and a half mark. Yeah, absolutely.
You need it. Yep. And I love this film. It's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I also like how you talked about the twist there, because once you know the twist, in a lot of movies, once you know the twist, it kind of paints the movie in a different picture, sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. But this is one of those films that even knowing the twist, it doesn't hinge on it in any way. It's still a great story.
You still watch it.
If anything, it recontextualizes the events of the movie. It makes sense when you realize now why Helena Bonham Carter's character is acting the way she is towards. I always called Edward Norton's character Jack because of the whole I am Jack. Yeah. But it's like it recontextualizes everything, and like you realize nobody's ever talking to both of them at the same time. Like it's one of those kind of things. Like when you watch it again, you're like, shit. Every time you notice something different.
Yeah. I was doing the thing where I was like, which one is the one they're listening to? Right? Because sometimes they would have these conversations during whenever, but they were talking to other people, and I'm like, who is the one that's talking, right? At that moment in time.
That's a cool thing to piece together. And also, like, there's that moment when he's like beating his own ass in front of his boss, and he freezes and he goes, suddenly I'm reminded of my first fight with Tyler.
Yeah.
But when you watch that a second time, you're like, oh my God, I'm so stupid for not having picked that
up. But Verno, man, Fight Club. What are your overall thoughts on this film?
First, I'll just jump on what you guys are talking about. That's what really struck me on a rewatch, because just like what you said, Fable, I hadn't seen it in forever. Seen it a bunch of times, but a long time ago for all those times. But just how kind of obvious it seems on a rewatch, like that what's going on. The twist is so obvious. You're like, duh. But I bet almost nobody put it together on their first watch, or if they did, it would be annoying, because then it's the whole movie you're going through. Because there's hints. One of the big hints right off the bat, he's like, you could blow up anything with enough soap. And then right after that, his apartment's blown up, like right after that.
Right.
And you know what I mean? That would have been a good place to piece it
At
together.
first, I thought Tyler was messing with him. Like,
right. And I guess, you're not going to piece
designed to ruin him. Yeah.
Right. But I would say the other thing about the rewatch is just like there's so many elements of it that are super familiar. The quotability that you said, Jelani, it's so quotable. There's a million. I started writing them down. I'm like, oh, fuck it. There's too many. Like, whatever. We'll get to some of them. But the other thing that's cool about it, because it is so long, is there's so many elements of it that I totally forgot about. All the group therapy stuff, which is super entertaining. The other thing, just to piggyback off what you guys are saying with the length, I'm entertained by the whole time, but I'd be lying if I didn't say like I felt the length. It does feel like, God damn, I've been through some shit by the time the movie's over. Entertaining the whole way through, but it's like I must be too used to watching hour and a half long horror movies that it's like, God damn. But I will say I was planning on like, I'm going to chop this up, because the way my day was broke up, I'm going to watch half now and watch half later. I ended up just sitting there watching all in one sitting. But I think this is, and I said the same thing about 12 Monkeys, whether it's like one of the greatest movies ever, debatable. It's definitely one of the coolest movies ever. And like Brad Pitt in both of them, he just adds this cool factor to it. It's so cool. It's so, I bet at the time it was even fresher. But I feel like you could drop this movie today exactly as it is, and it would still be a hit. You could just say it's a period piece. There's a couple iffy AI moments with the penguin and shit like that. Or not AI, CG. Fix that. Yeah, fix that. And it's a timeless movie. Awesome performances. Super fresh at the time and still feels fresh. And just a mind fuck of a movie. It's one of the best twists in an era full of twists. It's the same year as The Sixth Sense. It's right before the others.
I'm glad you said that. Yeah.
Right. It's like it fits that mold of that time. And 12 Monkeys. You can throw 12 Monkeys in there with that, with movies of the 90s with a great twist. And the Tarantino-ness of it with the non-sequential storytelling. You feel his fingerprints on everything from this era. So I loved it. I loved the rewatch. I agree. It's even maybe better than I thought it was going to be. It was so entertaining.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned not remembering certain parts. For me, it was Tyler's jobs. Like I forgot that he was like a projectionist and a busboy and stuff like that, and that he was like cutting dongs out and putting them in films. I was like, holy shit!
You're watching the movie, all of a sudden, And you just that kid's crying and shit.
You saw it.
And then he does it at the end of the movie, which is fantastic. Like this dog comes out right at the end, real quick, which is nuts. But yeah, man, absolutely. Big Herm, man. First time doing a movie review, brother. I am anxious to hear your overall thoughts on Fight Club.
Yeah, I remember. This is probably one of the last movies because Two Gun just reminded me one of the last movies I rented on VHS before renting DVDs. So it might have been my very last blockbuster VHS rental. So I remember you guys remember going to the VHS. I'm stating our age here, but you know, people are like VHS, the young ones, but you know, I didn't really see this movie till 2 years after. I didn't see it in the theater neither. I just kept hearing how good it was. So one day, like I was bored, Friday night, you know, the thing to do to go to Blockbuster, you know, grab some popcorn, whatever, you know what I mean? And I watched this, and I saw that it was almost 3 hours, and I was just like, Verno, maybe watch half today, half tomorrow, because, you know, I had to work the next day. I worked Saturday that day, that time, and I watched the whole damn thing. It was so damn good. You know what I mean? And surprisingly, I liked it so much, but it was the only time I watched the movie. I didn't realize I never bought a Blu-ray or a DVD or anything of this. I'm a little embarrassed to say because I really enjoyed this movie. When Fable had this, when you guys, all the March Madness lineup came, I saw this movie. I was like, I'm doing that one. Like, I gotta do that one. So, watching this again, I ended up buying the Blu-ray, my first Blu-ray, Fight Club Blu-ray, you know, anything physical. So I was nervous because this didn't come in till like Saturday. I thought it was not gonna come in because I work Monday. No way I was gonna watch it Monday. But yeah, so it was just like I remembered it. It was I forgot a lot about it, but I started picking up the pieces. Like I was watching it with my wife. She's never seen it. So she's asking me questions, and some of the questions I didn't even have the answers for because I completely forgot. I know the main plot, but I didn't know like a lot of things that happened in there, and especially with the Helena. I forgot her character's name. What was it? Maria Singer. Her character. Marla. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a big fan of hers. So like the way she was acting and stuff like that, I didn't figure out what happened to maybe towards the end when she was like, can we talk? And he's like, oh, Tyler's not here, and she looks at him like, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Then it clicked in my head, but I couldn't say nothing because my wife was watching too. I didn't want her to figure it out. But so I forgot that main plot, you know, till that moment. Yeah, I completely forgot. I knew some shit was happening, but I don't remember. So it was so much fun watching it the second time,
so
not
you got
knowing.
The twist twice in your life. Nice.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it took me a very long time to figure it out, but at least I did before it happened at the end. You know what I mean? So, so damn good, man. It was well worth the watch again, and I'm glad I'm on this show talking about it with you guys because I can't fight for nothing, but I want to join the Fight Club now. You know what I mean?
If you're in the
I
Fight
lose.
Club, I don't want to be in that Fight Club with you. You can beat the crap out of me.
Nah.
For no reason. That's awesome, Herm. Hell yeah, my brother.
Yeah,
Rock and Robbie, man. What are your overall thoughts on Fight Club, man?
Well, like Jelani, I worked at the movie theater when this movie came out. We worked at Hollywood 18, and I watched it opening day, loved it, and like Jelani, every time I had a break or every time, one of the things that we did as ushers, which was the cool thing, is like after all the movies are playing, our job was to either count tickets or take out trash or walk the theaters. Well, if you're taking out trash, you're getting high. If you count tickets, you just don't want to sit down. But if you want to watch movies, you go walk the theaters. You know, like when you watch a movie, somebody comes in and makes sure the exit door is closed, and then they walk out. That was what I was
That was
doing,
us.
right?
Yeah.
I go in there, sit down, a little Dixie cup of soda, a little cup of popcorn. I just would watch it over and over and over again. And the 1-2 punch of Fight Club and American Beauty, those two movies changed my life. Changed my life. Both of these movies have similar themes as far as what is truly important in life, right? They go about it in very different ways, both of them very toxic, kind of fucked up ways, right? Like neither of them are the way to deal with the midlife crisis, but that's kind of what they are. And so even before I hit my first quarter life crisis, I was prepared for it because of movies like Fight Club and American Beauty. I've had this Blu-ray since it was released in 2009.
Nice.
10th anniversary. I got
Nice.
that slip.
Hmm.
I got that slip. Look at this slip.
Damn.
Look at this. Boom.
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh,
how fucking cool is
nice.
that? So I got that. I also had the DVD when it first released. That was a cool set. But you were talking about Blockbuster Big Herm. Yep, there it is right there. That's what you're talking about. The
Yeah.
VHS
With
of
the
Fight
syrup.
Club.
The bar soap,
Gotta
man.
do. Yeah.
Nice.
Regardless to say, I love this movie. I love this movie so much. It's one of the most important movies in my life. It was a pleasure to revisit it. As soon as I saw your lineup for March Madness, and I looked and I was like, Fight Club? I was like, actually, that really gets the mission statement of March Madness, man. This is a movie about madness, whether it's the madness of society or the madness that Tyler Durden or Jack or Edward Norton's character, the narrator, like whatever they're going through, the madness of the other characters in the film. This movie really hits that mission statement. It really does. It gets the I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you know what I'm saying. But I love this movie and it holds up tremendously well. It's over 2 hours. It doesn't feel like it's over 2 hours for me. I don't feel the length of this movie. I watched it. I know my social said I watched it this morning, but that was kayfabe. I was working this morning. I watched it Sunday night with a new lady friend of mine, and we hadn't seen it in a few years, and we just both absolutely loved it. It's funny. It is clever. Yeah. It is stylish. It's got great performances. It's got amazing fucking music, and it's got a lot of layers of meaning to it, and so many things you can pick out of it. But I absolutely love the movie. I think it's damn brilliant. And I think it's a tragedy that a lot of I don't want to like poke fun at like, the Zoomers or anything like that, but there's like some misunderstanding of this movie.
Absolutely.
Like modern fans.
100%.
Like I heard last year that it's a thing. It's considered a red flag. If you're dating someone and they like Fight Club, that's a red flag.
If that's a red flag, if they think this is a red flag, run. That's the red flag right there. It's a good test.
This movie was actually delayed because of two reasons. A, they didn't know how to market it. That was the first reason. They didn't know how to put it out there. They didn't figure it out until it came out on DVD because David Fincher had to come in and figure it out for them. That's where they got the bar soap wrapped in the thing, and that was that whole iconography of the movie. But the other reason is because they were scared that young men across the country were going to start fight clubs.
Hell yeah, we did.
Like me and my homies, that's what we did. Like I remember one time, my buddy Josh, he looked at me and he goes, "Hey, punch me." And I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Punch me." I punched that motherfucker. And then I was like, "Punch me," and we would punch it. Like this is something we would do. But it's kind of interesting because. What does that tell you? Get how many people, like there are a lot of people that ain't been punched in the face and you can fucking tell, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so there's the level of respect of other people because you've been punched in the face, but also they understand that pain's just temporary. You're like Dalton and Roadhouse, bro. Pain don't hurt. You get over it, man. Like it's easy, Yeah. Getting punched in the ear sucks for like 5 minutes.
Right.
Then you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? But I love this fucking movie. I think it's brilliant. It blew my fucking mind when I first watched it. So supremely clever and a very impactful movie in my life, like 100%. And it's a movie that rewards rewatching and every fucking time. And a lot of music stars. You were talking about Jared Leto, talking about Meatloaf, but the lead singer of Lives in the movie too, randomly, is the waiter. And that's one restaurant. I will suggest you don't eat the clam chowder then, sir. and talking about quotes, my favorite quote is, "It was genius. We found a way to sell these these women their fat asses back to them or
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm glad you talked about layers. This movie's incredibly layered, but it also has incredible performances, man. Of course, there's like three main characters, Brad Pitt, Edward Norton's character, and Bonham Carter's. But there's a
There's
lot
just
of
two
cool.
main characters, brother.
Huh?
There's just two. Two of them are the same person. I was trying to make a
True,
joke. Don't
true,
worry about
true.
it.
My bad. I didn't. Over my head. Just like this movie, when I first saw it, went right over my head. But great performances and a lot of good little supporting roles in this movie that I thought were awesome. So I just wanted to go around and see if you guys highlight a performance that you like the most out of this movie. Jelani, is there any performance in this movie that you want to highlight?
I'm taking all of them. No, I'm kidding.
No, don't do that shit here.
No, you're good. Don't worry. His name was Robert Paulson. His name was Robert Paulson.
Bitch tit Bob.
Yep. Bitch tits. He did a good job in this film. Meatloaf, I'm always surprised at Meatloaf. Like he's funny. He's like a big teddy bear in this film. Like, and I hate that he dies. I really do. It really bothers me. But he's strangely the heart of this film. The glue that holds it together. And I don't know why. It's just his innocence is what always I'm a juicer, man. You juiced all the time. And he's so sad and he's lost his balls. And it's pathetic. But somehow Fight Club gets his balls back. He finally get it, and he dies rolling a giant ball into a So I mean, hey, that's the way to go, So it is what it is. This is a very man movie. This is a very toxic man movie, but I like this toxic. I don't know what it is about it. Now, y'all talk about red flags, but man, red flags don't mean anything when the masculinity is taken out of you. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But what it is to be a man, how to stand up for yourself and be something for yourself. And I think that's portrayed well in this film. It does it in a weird way, but it does it really well. And I think that Robert Paulson is embodies that. He got his balls back.
Absolutely. I can't agree 100% more than, and he's also what keeps Edward Norton's character, or his side of the character, grounded and not tipping fully into Tyler Durden's area of the psyche. You know what I mean? Like, his heart for Robert Paulson is what kind of makes him think, okay, Tyler's a little fucking nuts. You know what I'm saying? I like Tyler a lot, man. He's awesome, but I don't know, because what happens to Big Tits Bob, man. What's
speaking of big tits and Bob?
What's funny is I had forgotten what Meatloaf looked like in this movie, and they mention his bitch tits before you see him.
Yeah.
Before you see them. And I'm just thinking, oh, it's good. I've got bitch tits. And then I'm like, wait, no, I don't. Okay. They went the full fucking way with it, which is hilarious. If I get a chance to talk, Brad Pitt, Tyler Durden, that's what I'm gonna go with. I don't even know if it's up there with like his best performances, because it's kind of like a pretty standard performance for Brad Pitt. You know what I mean? It's great. It's just like kind of what Brad Pitt does. He takes us to some extreme places, especially when he's getting his ass kicked. That's kind of like one of the better performance moments of it. But just how cool he is and how well he can wear articles of clothing. Like, this kind of bleeds into the style conversation, but like 50% of the style of this movie is just how fucking cool Brad Pitt looks in anything. Like, if you put that on me, I would look so stupid. But he looks so cool. It's like,
even when he's just wearing the doofy hat with no pants on the bike, he looks cool, right?
His like weird. He's wearing like this like, I don't know, very comic booky looking like a sleeveless shirt,
bathrobe.
Yeah, he's so cool throughout the whole thing. there's not many actors that could pull that off and not make you. I mean, there probably is, but they're the good ones. They are the ones that are cool. You're not gonna be some dork that like, oh, I'm gonna act like super cool in a movie and pull it off. Like you have to be that cool, and he is luckily that cool. It's like him and George Clooney and a couple other fucking people that could have pulled it off. So he's incredible in the movie, and yeah, I guess that's what I got to say about him, dude. He's the shit. He's so perfect for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can't agree more. When he shows up at the end with that fur vest, I'm like, he even pulls that shit off. Oh, he did that.
He's like full imaginary friend at that point. Like,
that makes me the other thing I wanted to mention about him. It's not just his performance; it's the way that he's directed. The way, like throughout the movie, he becomes more. He's shot more like a ghost and a figment as the movie goes. He'll kind of pop in a scene like where he shouldn't necessarily be. Like, how did he get there? I thought he was upstairs, or things like that. Or they start to do more and more. Like he'll deliver his lines walking away from the camera, where he's not looking at the camera. Or they'll shoot him from the neck down, and he'll be giving his lines like that. And then at one point, he's just gone. You know what I mean? Like when the movie where you can't find him. Like that's cool. Like the way that they subtly like just make him more of a ghost-like figure through the direction of the film is really cool.
No, fantastic. That's perfect, man. He's definitely one of the best characters, if not the best character in this movie. But Big Herm, what's a performance you'd like to highlight from this film?
Helena Bonham Carter, man. She's great, man. I mean, she's notorious from acting like a loony in these movies. You know, she's done a lot of them. The Corpse Bride, she was Bellatrix in Harry Potter. She was great at that character.
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd.
Factory.
Yeah. She was the queen. Yeah. So I remember her being in the movies. I didn't remember Meatloaf. When I first saw Meatloaf, I was like, "Oh snap! It's Meatloaf." I forgot about this. But he was my he was my second favorite. But her, I just thought like she did a good job on not telling you what's going on, but telling you what's going on. I can't explain it. It's like she you can see, like I said earlier, when she finally says, "Can I come in?" and he says what he says. Oh, Tyler's not here. All the scenes before that, she was like, he was driving her crazy, and you could see her going crazy, and you didn't understand. Like at first you like, she likes the character with no name. I guess he was the character with no name, the narrator. But she ends up with Tyler. How could she do that to him, kind of thing? You know what I mean? And she's always following him. You know, the no name guy everywhere to all these different things. She's had to like know he was doing all that to follow him around to do all that. And the way she like nonchalant, like acted like she didn't care, and then went from 0 to 60. When she got mad, was phenomenal. You know what I mean? And I love the scene where she's in there. They banged and everything, being loud, and the no name character's like, "Oh my god, look! Oh shit! Oh come on!" And he almost looked at her like, "Oh, you had fun? You're done yet?" Kind of look. You know what I mean? And then he's like, "You still here?" or something like that. And she like, gets upset with him and just leaves out of nowhere. After finding out what happened, you understand why she got upset, because the split personality. Yeah. So good. I don't know how else to explain how good she was. I think it was one of the keys. She was like the engine that kept that thing going, because obviously Brad Pitt and the Edward Norton were the main characters, and they're great job and all that, but you need that other backup characters to help you out, and she was the one, man. She loved her in this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. She definitely plays like a fucking loose cannon, weird ass, awkward.
She's great at it.
She's out of control.
She could be normal and go to 60 like that. You know what I mean? She's so good at it.
I bet she comes into wardrobe and makeup and she's like, "I've got this. I have all the shit from all the other movies. I know what I'm doing."
She comes in and they're like, "Oh, we're good then."
Yeah.
You're good. Like she already came in like that, right?
Yep.
I
cigarette
just hope
smell. She's
just
got
hope
to
she
smell
gets
like cigarettes.
pulmonary test every year because she smoked a lot of cigarettes in
That was
this
a lot. That was a ton of cigarettes. I was like, God, she got to smell like a hot ashtray. On top of it,
We just did Dead
house,
Ringers last
man.
week, right? And I'm like, man, watching old movies. There's a lot of cigarette smoking in some old movies, man. It gets me wanting to light one up, you know?
Seriously.
It's wild.
She was smoking more than cigarettes, man, because she was loony in the whole movie. You know,
Smoking
when she
more than
fell off the bed, that was hilarious. I was like, what the hell?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Who is it?
Robbie, man. What is a performance that you want to highlight in this
Well,
film?
before I give my favorite performance, I do want to spotlight my favorite delivery of a line, which is there's a sign out front that says Lou's Tavern. I'm fucking Lou. Like, I fucking love that, right? But no, I'll go with Edward Norton, the narrator. He's fucking awesome. He's so lost and sheepish in the beginning of the film, and the brilliance of his performance. And this is something that like Verna was talking about with Brad Pitt and the direction that he was given. Like he starts off so sheepish and meek, and we're led to believe that Tyler is part of like him emboldening himself. But what's crazy is that once you realize that him and Tyler are the same person, every time you watch, I really noticed that this time. I've noticed this multiple times before, but I really was noticing it this time. At the point when Tyler disappears in the movie, Edward Norton's character is acting more like Tyler. Like he's like got this like walk. If you watch it, like watch it again, look at him in the first like 30, 45 minutes of the movie. Look again, look at body language. Look at how his posture is, how he's holding himself, walking in that, outside with the bottle, and he's got like, he starts acting like Tyler, like more and more as the movie progresses. And I think it's a really brilliant and nuanced performance. Plus, narration in movies is not always the best thing.
Yep.
Right? Blade Runner, prime example. You put the narration in it, it's a dumb ass movie. Take it out, it's a brilliant fucking movie. The narration here is perfect because it's so snarky, it's so sarcastic, it's so witty, it's so funny, but that delivery has to be on, and Edward Norton nails it in this film. But Lou did a great job
poetic,
too.
Man. There's a lot of lines like that just describe his mood and stuff. Like they're not even like narrating the scene. It's just saying stuff like the whole Jack thing. Like, where does that come from, by the way? Is that a book or something that he's quoting?
Yeah, he's like reading like Reader's Digest or something, all those old magazines, and he's like, there's a whole series of like in each issue, there's like I Am Jack's organs. Like, like that was the thing.
It's a real thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
We don't have those anymore because Reader's Digest is a magazine we don't do anymore. I don't know why.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. Edward Norton, I mean, he's a great actor, period. But in this one, this is the movie that had me going, oh, Edward Norton. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and
I think right before this movie, he had done American History X, right?
Which,
and so that to this and like
another big one. Dude, doesn't he have like a strange like voice? First of all, you made me think of that because of the narration. He's just got like, for a leading man, he's just got something like really weird about his voice and just like a unique energy that no one else really has. Like, I guess that's true for all of us, but like it's especially true for Edward Norton.
Yeah, 100%. And he was a great Bruce Banner. It sucks that they couldn't work that out, but apparently he's a little bit of a fucking control freak.
He's a prima donna. What the Smoochie apparently showed his ass in that movie for some reason. He just wanted control, and that's his character. Or, I'm sorry, that's how he is. And then the Italian Job, he had problems with the casting there, so he's very difficult to work with. He would have been like hell on the set of the Avengers, man.
Right.
Him and Joss Whedon would probably like kill each other. But it wasn't gonna happen.
Or him and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, and Robert Downey Jr. That wouldn't have happened.
He definitely has an energy about him because he's not classically good looking, not like Brad Pitt. You know what I mean? And he's meek and very skinny, but he still feels scary when he needs to feel scary. You know what I'm saying? Still feels authoritative when he needs to be authoritative. And when he's scared, I mean, it looks great too. So yeah, he's definitely got the chops. It sucks that he's such a control freak. But yeah, Edward Norton was fantastic in this movie. You guys didn't leave me much to pick from, but I'm gonna go with two characters here, and they are the two minions, the two top minions, I would say, in this movie in Tyler's army. And that I pulled it up here. It's one guy's name is Ricky in the movie, and the other one is just referred to as the mechanic. They're played by Holt McElhaney and Ion Bailey. Basically, the guy who stands out in front of the house the first time, like the first soldier.
Yeah.
And the guy that says Robert Paulson, the whole Robert Paulson bit, that guy. Those were the two guys in the car when Brad Pitt drove over the edge.
Bruh,
there.
That scene is so fucking funny because you got to, like when you watch it
They're
multiple
talking.
times, you realize they're watching this one dude argue with himself, trying to run off the road, and all they do is they put on their fucking seatbelt real quick,
Right.
dude. They're like ready to go, man. I love it.
But their whole devotion to Tyler is like incredible. You know what I mean? Like they would do anything for Tyler. You know what I'm saying? And even when Tyler's not around, the way they take charge of the army, like, you know, they start issuing commands. They start being like, get up, go, get up now. You know what I mean? So I think those two guys are really undersung in this movie. I would have liked maybe a few more scenes with them, but it was perfect the way it was. I'm not gonna, complain that they weren't in it too much, but I thought they were great. The two head minions.
That one kid's like, you're too blonde.
He was right.
And he was right. He was definitely right. He had step it back a bit.
Choose the penguin.
Slide.
All right, man. So this movie, I said it earlier, I think this movie is highly influential because of its style and structure, right? Like I think a lot of movies, and it's not just this one, there's a few in 1999 that kind of shape what's to come in 2000 and beyond. But I think this movie has some of the most brilliant style and structure, and not only that, but like film techniques. Like, okay, we were fully into computer CGI by this point because Jurassic Park was 93, right? But this was kind of like some of the first CGI where it's not a creature, you know what I'm saying? It's not some sort of monster or anything. It's used to actually build the scene, you know what I mean? Them going behind the fucking the oven, you know what I mean? Even down to like there's a scene where there's a trash can that he pulls out of, right? And you see the wrappers.
Pretty cool for the time.
Yeah, CG. And let me tell you, I only caught it now because it's so dated, but back then I had no clue that trash can was CG. I was like, how did he get a camera in the damn oven like that? How did he get it to move like that? But yeah, man, what do you guys think of the style and structure of this film, Jelani? I'll start off with you, my brother.
Yeah, it's very stylish. I like a lot of this film, the way it's shot, because it's so clean and it's dirty clean. Like it's so dirty. And yeah, Station. And it's one of these things where I watch this film and I look at that house. That house I would never live there. I would like, oh no, oh God, no. And if the water was doing that shit, I was like, absolutely not. Pass. Thank you for the opportunity. I'll go sleep on the street. It's just, it was messed up. But that house, after like the Project Mayhem started and the paper company started to show up, they started to clean it. They started to look better, and it still looked dirty. But it looked lived in, it looked purposeful, and they moved it on, and I like how that progression of that house happened. I really wish it got caught on fire and done something stupid. I don't know. I have no clue. But I like that part. I like the quick cut, the blurry scene of the blurry sex scene is one of my favorite scenes. I don't know why. It's blurred. It feels like it's a dream. And it's just happening. It's, and then it's over, and you're like, oh my God, what did I just see? You know? And then it changes the sex scene, in a movie, and it's a good sex scene, but it's shot well. It's shot really well, and it does what it needs to do. It gets out. There's so many little like just nuances in this film, and of course the costumes on Brad Pitt, like we've already discussed. He looks great, and now that I'm throwing anything out there, that man's abs were the abbiest abs in this film that I have ever seen. His abs were like a Greek sculpture when he stood up and he had no shirt on and he was bleeding and he was like glistening in sweat and you could smell the room. I could smell this room. Like, it does not smell good. But like that shot when he gets up and he's looking around and shit, and I'm like, damn, that's a good shot. That's pretty good. Brad Pitt's kind of cool. Randy Orton's my guy, but Brad Pitt was kind of cool in that one. But yeah, it was cool. I liked it. I like how it's a man's movie. It's a man's movie. It's hard for a lot of people to watch it because it's too manly on the level it's done well. So it looks good. The costumes look great in this film because even Edward Norton looks muted, and you can tell over the progression of time how his shirt is disheveled and he's always bleeding. I love how everybody's in Fight Club. Yeah. How everybody's in Fight Club because they've been through some shit. Like the guy in Traction. The guy in Traction is my favorite of the group. Like if I had a second favorite character, it'd be that guy because he's just a bartender cleaning heads in Traction.
I thought that motherfucker was Super Dave Osborne at
first.
It's
not.
No,
you said it's not.
It looks like it is.
I was all excited because I thought it was him. No shit.
He's too big. He was too big. I've seen him and stuff, but he's a character actor. He's not the same. But yeah, when I saw him and he was just like that, and the first time I saw it, I laughed. Like I laughed in the theater. I remember it. And it was just so jarring because I was like, yeah, he's in Fight Club. he tangled with the wrong busboy. It's just weird stuff like that in this film that is imparted, and it is so good. I don't know how to explain it. Like I said, there's not a wasted minute. It does to me. It still doesn't feel long. It was a long movie because I had to go outside of the theater the first time I watched it just to make sure nobody knew wondered where I was. But it was one of the longest breaks I ever took because I watched that whole movie, and it to this day, I think it's very stylish. It did change me in a lot of different ways too. Just like Robbie, like you said, American Beauty. But for a time, American Beauty was my favorite movie of all time. Like of all time. Yeah. Fucking Kevin Spacey, god damn it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But Fight Club gave me that same kind of feeling, and it gives me the same kind of I don't know. It's nostalgia too for this film, but it's paced well. It looks great. It's shot brilliantly, and I feel good about it. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, I agree, man. It does. This movie does smell like Old Spice and ass for sure.
Yes.
Like, just watch it.
It's hot cigarette smoke, just a cloud of cigarette smoke. Like, I smell this entire movie. This movie does not smell good.
Verno, what do you think about the style and structure of this film, my brother?
Definitely, Jelani touched on a lot of it. The one thing I was going to mention was just the set design of that house. It just sticks out so much as being one of the grungiest places ever. The edits and the cuts and just how Robbie mentioned how funny it is. It's so funny. Like that's such a big part of the style is you got all this craziness going on, all this like tragic shit, but it never loses its funniness and its quotability, which we already mentioned. Another one that I always think of, and I think I honestly forgot where I got it, is am I going to give him the ass or give him the crotch?
Give him the crotch.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think you think about it every time that you're in a movie theater. Like, I'm giving him the ass, so I'll give this one the crotch. You know what I mean? I love how he gives Edward Norton the ass. Then right after that, he gives the stewardess the crotch, and they linger on it to show us that.
Yeah.
The other thing, as far as like the structure of it, I think about this all the time. Tarantino talking about how movies back in the day used to unfold. And movies now, think of any Marvel movie, you know when it starts, where it's going to end. I love them, but that's the truth for, a lot of movies. You have no idea. If you don't see a preview, you have no idea where this movie's going to go. Not just the twist, but like there's going to be an army and they're terrorists and there's bitch tits involved. Like even like every element of it like comes as a surprise throughout the movie, which to me, I think that is why not even a negative. That's why it feels long, because it's like, oh damn, now we're doing this. Now we're doing that. Like where you went on a journey when the movie is over. Like the positive way of looking at it. The other part is that I have ADHD and I'm like, I can't sit fucking still for this long. But and then the other thing as far as like the writing and the structure is just not just the twist itself, but like we've been talking about, the way everything is written to mean two things, or most things are. You could look at it as if he's one person, and then you could look at it obviously on the rewatch and see clearly that they've written all the clues in there and it's right there in front of your face the whole time, which is the best way to do a mystery, not just dump it on you at the end and like, oh, so it's brilliant. It's brilliant in both style and structure, my friend.
Oh yeah. Big Herb, style and structure. What do you think, man?
I don't have much. You guys talked about a few things I wanted to talk about, but to piggyback on, I love like you guys are talking about like all the clues you have throughout the movie, and then I like how they went and piggyback on all the moments that you're like, okay, so there was supposed to be two of them, but there's only one. Like when they show when he was supposed to be fighting Brad Pitt, the character Tyler, and then like he was fighting himself outside, of the store and stuff like that, where the guys coming and looking at him and stuff to figure out they were looking at him because he looked crazy. You know what I mean? Not because they see two guys fighting.
Right.
I love how they went back and they showed you stuff like that, and it boggles my mind. It's like you guys say, it's like it doesn't feel like a long movie because of that. They kept giving you more and more, and they paced it at the right time. It's like there's like no gaps in this movie for me. You know what I mean? It's just like if you got to be paying attention. It's like Jelani said, he left the theater. He probably missed some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it probably confused the hell out of you. You know what I'm saying?
It was the scene.
We at now?
It was the scene where he was going from city to city to figure out where Tyler was, but he was going to those cities. He had been to those cities already and set up his own fight clubs. That's the part I missed. I was mad because when I saw it the second time, I was like, "Oh, that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Setting fight clubs everywhere and doing." By the way, I don't want to get messed up real quick. Sorry, Herb.
No, it's good.
The plan is solid. I'm gonna leave it at that. The whole plan.
Oh yeah, especially
YouTube will be like, "What the crap is that?" Okay, let's monitor this house. Yeah, but the plan is solid.
I just thought the writing was so awesome because of that. Like they wrote all that in there, like little clues, like when they were smashing the cars with the bats and stuff like that, and the narrator was like, I heard that there's a fight club. They're talking about fight club in Detroit and a fight club over there. And the Brad Pitt guy, Tyler, he's like, yeah, sure. And yeah, of course.
He's like, was that you? No, I thought
was that you? I thought it was you. Well, technically, it was both of them, but and I just love how they added that. Like he added him going to all these cities to find out where the hell Tyler is, even though it's him. You know what I mean? And he wasted he pretty much, for him, he didn't waste time, but that was kind of a waste of time. He's going all around all these cities, and everybody he's asking knows who he is, but they're like, yo, I can't talk about it. No, I'm sorry.
Fight Club.
Sorry.
Yeah. Is this a test, sir?
Right.
It's a test. And then all clues. Well done. Like that's pretty much what I gotta say about all that, man. It was well done.
Bro. Hell yeah. Rockin' Robbie, man. Style and structure. What do you think?
bro, this movie is stylish as shit, man, right? And you watch it today, and it's easy for us to watch this movie today, roll our eyes, and be like, oh, this must have been made in the late 90s, early 2000s, was everything was color coding itself to be all green and matrixy and shit like that, right? Well, this movie was in production while the Matrix was in production. They weren't ripping off the Matrix. It was new technology at the time. They were able to finally color grade film digitally, right? So you could affect tone and mood, right? Now the Matrix does it in incredible fashion because they have all the colors look very green and fake like Matrix code when they're in the Matrix, and then when they're out of the Matrix, the colors blow up a little bit more, right? You know, even though it's kept very vague. Same thing is going here with Fight Club, right? The cinematography is amazing. The movie, I remember this because this was one of the first times where I was like, movie critics fucking suck. They all shat on the movie because they were like, it's too dark. Too dark? Watch Black Panther World of Wakanda. That movie, you can't see what the fuck is going on in that movie, right? Watch the movie today, man. And they're getting better at it now. But like using the digital technology to color grade the film gives it a tone, gives it a mood, makes it feel like fluorescent lights, and that's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to do. The same thing the Matrix was doing. Like, you know, like when you're working in an office or at a retail store or something, man, those lights, it's like they're kind of oppressive, right? But the color of the movie, the plot, the pacing, the structure, it's a 2 hour and 15-minute movie, something like that, right? It doesn't feel that long to me. It feels so quick, so tight, in and out for me. I'm always transfixed. The script is amazing. All those clues y'all were talking about, the way it builds into the story, like you were saying, Verno, like Tarantino says, you used to like movies would unfold. It does that, right? And it always keeps you guessing. Even when you watch it for the 20 billionth time, you're still like enwrapped and engrossed with the pace and the structure and the unfolding nature of the narrative, right? The dialogue is so witty, so perfect. They don't write movies like this anymore. They do, but most people, I guess, just don't see them, right? Banshees of Inisherin came out a few years ago. That movie is as good as anything that we love from the 90s or the 80s or before, right? Especially the 90s, there was artistry was really hitting a peak, I think, in film, especially with the rise of independent film. And it started to inject that. The independent way of making movies was injecting itself into mainstream movies like Fight Club. So structurally, I think it's super solid, stylish as hell. And like you said, Fable, very influential. There's a lot of Fight Club in a lot of movies today. A lot of, like, John Wick has a lot of Fight Club in it, you know. And also the way it was, the only Oscar it was nominated for was sound editing, and it lost it. But even that, the sound design is amazing in the film. The way that the punches never go. Psh,
shame on the Academy for not recognizing.
Exactly. Well,
they weirded me out. I thought you just said Shane. I'm like, what? That's my real name. We're on the internet.
Like the punches don't sound like psh, they sound like it sounds like a punch. It sounds like skin on skin. And the dialogue is very descriptive as well. It's incredibly well written. Style and structure, magnifique.
Yeah, I agree. I can't add much more to what you gentlemen said. I think this movie drips style, like it oozes it. I think the thing that stands out to me besides the colors is the contrast. The darks to the lights are so stark, and it's definitely helps set the tone of this movie. And shout out to my favorite special effects artist, Rob Bottin.
I was about to be like, oh yeah, I didn't even mention that. Like Rob Bottin did the special
effects.
Yeah,
he did all. Cool. Yeah, big tits. He made the tits, man.
In the commentary, David Fincher says he had to argue with 20th Century Fox over the nipples. They're like, why do you gotta see his nipples so obviously? And he's like, trust me.
You know, I mentioned it before. The CG integrated with the real life stuff, I think, was brilliant. Another innovation of, you know, technology into movies, the way they were doing things at that time. I love how in the beginning of the movie, did any of you catch where Tyler Durden was appearing for a second?
Yes.
Like he would flash on the screen.
Yes. The whole movie.
My wife did. My
Yeah.
wife did. She's like, "What? Why did they show him Brad Pitt?" I mean, I
Yeah,
was like,
just
"What?"
like the dong bit, he was like the dong bit in the
Mhm.
beginning of the movie, which was fantastic.
Cigarette
Um, Structure, I think this is a masterclass, and I mean a masterclass in editing. It is insane to me that the Academy did not go or get nominated for editing. How many scenes were filmed that were just at the time maybe nonsense to a lot of people involved in them, like the Cadillac dealership where he's punching the guy. You know, they set that whole thing up, or the guy getting chased in the fucking mall with the bike and stuff, or the guy fighting the priest. You know, he's spraying water on him. These are all nonsense scenes when you're filming them, but when you put it together, the puzzle piece you put together, uh, it's immaculate. This is how you do incredible editing.
So I'm looking because I was like, I'm amazed that it wasn't nominated for best editing that year. For best editing, Sixth Sense was nominated. Okay, The Insider, yeah. American Beauty, yeah. Cider House Rules.
Yeah.
That's where Fight Club could have fit in. The winner, by the way, was The Matrix. So I get that. Like, right?
Right.
The winner of the best editing was The Matrix, which should have won Best Picture that year, honestly, even though I love American Beauty. But yeah,
And
the
I'm a
Academy was
Matrix-
really shitty about this movie, man.
I'm a Matrix fan, but I gotta say the editing in this movie outclasses it. There is not nearly as many cuts. This movie has a million cuts. Like
Right.
it's ridiculous. Like
Dude,
the amount of things they filmed for this movie.
That's true.
while we're sitting here talking like movies of that era, because I'm just thinking of 1999. I'm just looking up a
That was a good
list
year.
right now. I'll miss a bunch. We mentioned The Matrix, Star Wars Episode 1, no matter what you think of it, it's fucking huge. Fight Club, The Matrix, American Beauty, Eyes Wide Shut, The Green Mile, Sixth Sense,
I know.
It was a banger year, man.
American
99 is a
Pie,
great
and
year for
Office
Banger
Space.
year.
So
Yep.
two of the best
Jeez.
of that
Hmm.
era. Toy Story 2, come on.
No, 99 was absolutely it could have been easy for something this brilliant to go under the radar. But as we all know years later, this was definitely something that went under the radar.
Didn't The Spy Who Shagged Me came out that year too? I think I
Uh,
remember it like that. I think I remember when I first started at the theater, Jelani. I think Phantom Menace and Spy Who Shagged Me was still
Fire
playing.
Shaggy was the same thing. Yep.
And Bowfinger was out that year, which is an
was.
underappreciated movie in my
Oh,
opinion.
God.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I swear.
All right, man. So one of the things that we like to talk about as well is the score of these films. And because of Rock and Robbie, but because he's here, of course, I got to cover the music. And this one had an interesting soundtrack. Now, I'm not the best at judging music and stuff. I'm the kind of guy that where it passes me by, I kind of feel like it did its job. The only reason I would recognize the soundtrack is for two reasons. Either it's fantastic or it's freaking horrible. One of the two. If I don't notice it, I think it's serviceable. But this one's interesting because it's from the Dust Brothers. Have you guys ever heard of the Dust Brothers?
Oh yeah, they
Break
produced
Beat.
my favorite Beastie Boys album.
There
of
you
all
go.
time.
Yeah, electronic band into making beats and hip hop beats and break beats and things like that. And man, I think they did a fantastic job scoring a film in that style, which is not traditional, right? Like you got three-piece orchestras and all this other shit. And these guys, they broke out the MPC and they did some beats. And I think it went perfectly with the vibe of this movie. But Jelani, man, any thoughts or comments on the music of this film?
This movie, the music is as gritty as the film is. It matches it. It matches that heat, that boom, when they're walking down the hallway to get to the fight club. Like the bartender is walking them down, and it is so awesome.
You talking about the guy that looks like Wolverine at 289?
Yes, yes. It looks great. And like I love that scene because like he I gotta go. You're in there, and everybody music's just playing and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. What are they about to do? And it feels like it's something that's supposed to be cool. Like I think the most interesting man in the world is sitting in the corner. He's like, I am ready to fight. I don't know,
I don't
man.
always fight at Fight Club, but when I do,
The
I
fight.
drink a Dos Equis.
Yes, I get it. It's so cool. And, just yeah, it's a lived-in soundtrack, just like the house. It sounds great, and of course the ending soundtrack song, the "Where's My Mind?"
The Pixies, yeah.
Where is my mind? I'm like, oh, and I had to clean the theater there all the time, so I was like, I just love it. It's so clean. So,
Delaney's right though, man. Us ushers, like, we learned the credit songs of
Yep.
every fucking movie, man.
almost every movie.
We'd be like, Mission Impossible 2 sucks, but when we go clean the theater, we get to hear
That music
that
is
fucking
awesome.
badass Metallica song.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, hey.
Oh God, you're giving me too many like flashbacks.
Yeah,
God,
you
I'm
remember that
just-
Limp Bizkit song too? You really want to
Yes.
hate me?
God, Jesus. But yeah, it's good music. It's damn good music.
Absolutely. Verno, any thoughts on the music in the film?
I would say it's good music. Yeah, it keeps it spicy. It's a big part of what is keeping it pacey and like making it feel fresh. One thing I noticed is like there's a lot of like cut scenes, which I didn't mention when we talked style, but like Family Guy type gags, or like showing other possible things that could have happened, you know what I mean? Which I like. But a lot of times when they do those cut scenes, it'll be followed with like a fun drum break or something to like keep the energy for those cut scenes. So that's where it stuck. Something that I remember that stood out to me for the music was that. But other than that, I don't remember a whole shitload, if I'm being frank.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, again, it's not a traditional thing, and it's probably been done to death by this point too. You know, but at that time, it was pretty original.
It almost sounds
I
like
would
this was
say.
the direct inspiration for that fucking piracy thing that was on the beginning of every fucking Blu-ray. You know, the boom, do, you wouldn't steal a car, would you?
Right.
You wouldn't steal a baby, would
And then some people are like, "Yeah, I would."
Yeah. It's a little baby. Yeah. What? In a car.
Big Herb, my brother. Any thoughts on the score of this film?
I thought it was excellent. I mean, anytime you get like a custom soundtrack for a movie, you know, because you see a lot of the bigger movies, they have like other songs you've heard of thrown in with some new ones. This was actually the two brothers that you were talking about make everything for all the scenes, and I think it did work with every scene that came, like the mission scene when they went to go get the fat. You know what I mean? Which was so gross. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It has like a little dun, 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 you know what I'm saying? It's like oh snap.
Catches on the fucking barbed wire.
Oh yeah. And you know what? I was looking at that and I remember that. That for whatever reason, a lot of things I forgot. I remember that scene. I'm already going, oh, my wife's going, what happened? And then she sees it, like she's like, oh.
Brad Pitt's trying to catch it. Like, what the fuck?
Why are you trying to see this? Say that fat. Jeez.
Yeah, but I love the music for it. You know, they're trying to be sneaky. The cop, like the security guard comes and stuff like that, and they're stealing fat. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
and from a funny scene like that to a kind of a messed up serious scene, as you see, you know, Marla and I guess at that moment he's Tyler holding hands while all the buildings explode all around. You got the nice music scene in the background.
That was a great scene.
That was gorgeous, man. I would have loved to see that in the theater. You know, I didn't get to see that part in the
It was
theater. I'm like,
nice.
damn.
It was nice.
I bet. I'm like, man, if they ever put this on the big screen, I'm gonna go pay the extra $20 to go see it, 25, whatever it is, because they're expensive now. But so worth it. So like, yeah, I thought the music was fantastic in this. It kept you going, and like you kind of knew what, you know, something was up whenever something was up. And yeah, man, yeah. What else I could say? You know, it's so good. It's very good.
I know my brother Rockin' Robbie has something to say. What do you think about the score in this film, my brother?
The score in this movie is sleek, contemporary, sexy, and cool.
just like Brad Pitt's dick.
Just like Brad Pitt. Is that actually Brad Pitt's dick? I don't think it is, right?
It is. No, it is. That's really Brad Pitt's.
That's
penis.
really Brad Pitt's dick.
That's the what I've always heard. I'll Google it right now to double check. But that's
Yeah,
what I've
double
always
check because
thought.
I don't know about that, but we'll see. But
We'll see.
the Dust Brothers, I've been a fan. I mean, they produced tracks for Tone Loc, Young MC. They were friends with Mike D. They hung out one day. They were sharing some music. That's why they wound up connecting with the Beastie Boys. They produced all of Paul's Boutique, which is the greatest Beastie Boys album ever. It's one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time, in my opinion, especially New York hip hop, right? They produced Odelay, the Beck album. They produced that whole fucking album. They produced the song Bop by the Hansons.
What? I didn't know that.
What the fuck?
Get
Right?
outta here.
They weren't doing movie scores. I don't think they've really worked in film a lot since, right? But like David Fincher wanted them to come in and add, and you were talking about how influential the movie is. That score to Fight Club is super influential.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like look at movies over the next 10 years,
Agreed.
next 15, next 20, 25, 30 now.
Yep.
Like,
Oh yeah.
look at that shit. That music is so influential. And one thing I noticed for the first time ever, that soundtrack is a really good score to put on to fuck to.
There
No
you go.
lie. It's a
you go.
fuckable soundtrack is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I like fucking.
I have a confession to make.
It's not Brad Pitt's dick. It's
Not
Edward
his
Norton.
dick. See, this was back in the day in 1999 where somebody just told you something. You're like, no way. I'm going to believe that for the rest of my life because I can't search it. So
Well,
I blew it.
one thing I do remember, Jelani, tell me if you remember this. So in the theater, there were two movies that I remember having to card people as they entered the theater. It was Fight Club and it was Scary Movie. And it was
Scary
because
Movie.
of the use of the dick
But dick.
in the movie,
Yep.
which I thought was ridiculous because like Eyes
That's
Wide
a
Shut,
weird
we had people protesting out in the fucking
Mhm.
parking lot for
You
Eyes Wide
did.
Shut, but we had to take IDs for people coming into not just to buy the ticket, but once they got the ticket and
They
came
had
into
to
the theater,
walk
I
in
had to
with
check their
ID.
ID to get into Fight Club because they were like,
You're
well,
right.
there's a penis in this movie.
Hmm.
And also another cool thing that when you rewatch it, every time I watch it now, I notice it. Never noticed it the first time I watched it. The little bits of seeing Tyler Durden pop in for like
Yeah.
a frame towards the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
I see it every fucking time now, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
coming there
brilliant.
because he's not getting sleep. It's the whole we'll get there.
But I dare anybody here put on that soundtrack for fucking, you're welcome.
You're gonna do it like 5 different speeds. And like, boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
Like-
There's some really good, like slow, sexy, it's almost like Massive Attack type shit, like trip hoppy type shit that's in the soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
So good, so
absolutely,
good.
absolutely.
That's
I
where you
can't
take
agree
the
more.
breaks, right? That's the slow part. So you take a little
Yeah,
break,
man.
slow down a little bit, you know.
You can't just go at it. We all
no,
know
you
that.
gotta slow it down. You gotta make it a piece. Then you gotta rev it back up.
You see Helena Bonham Carter. I mean, she was getting wrecked in this movie. So yeah, no, absolutely,
She's totally
absolutely.
correct.
But man, this movie, as well as being just a good movie, I think we all touched on it. It is incredibly layered, right? It's not just this tale of this guy who has a split personality. There's a lot under this movie. Like, you know, you can go into consumerism, you can go into male ego and masculinity. I've even heard people say that this is an allegory for homosexuality. There's people that pulled that out of this movie.
I don't know where that
The
Yeah.
sequel, Fuck Club, coming soon.
Fuck club. This fuck club you got.
You gotta go all the way. It's butt fuck club. Come on.
But I want to know what you think the theme or what this movie is trying to say to you. So, Jelani, what do you think this movie is saying to you?
Take some melatonin, get some sleep, and you won't cause the downfall of history. That's all I see from this movie. You gotta get some sleep, man. Sometimes it's not about commercialism. Sometimes it's not about your next IKEA purchase. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, we are drones in this world, and we're always going to be drones in this world. But it's what you choose to make of this world because of it. And get some damn sleep. That's all it is to me. That's all I've ever seen in this movie. Yeah, I know when I miss sleep and I work 7 days and I work 2 jobs and I'm working both jobs and I get 4 hours of sleep in between maybe, and I'll start to see Tyler Durden come out. Maybe I want to start a cult. Maybe I want to start a fight club. That might sound pretty cool to me, but you know, you have to understand that this world is going to be what it is. You are not your suit. You're not your duvet. You're not the, you know,
you're not special.
You're not
as
special.
they said in this movie. Yeah,
That's right. You're not special in this world, and get some damn sleep. That's right.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, good one, good one. I like it, Jelani. Verno, what is this movie saying to you? What do you think the themes are here?
This is I'll give you guys a little behind the scenes shit. This is how I do when I'm doing something using the PCP format. This is how I fucking do it. I will take in my notes and I will write overall characters, style, structure, music, blah blah blah. I'll have it all there, and then either during the movie or afterwards, I'll fill it in like a fucking homework assignment. That's how I prepare for this type of show. With the themes part, I have more themes laid out there that you could pull from this than just about anything we've ever done on any of the shows that ever. So it's like it's a lot. A lot of them are along the that masculinity and like there's a lot of that. Just like you can peel the layers of just what they do with that in this movie. There's so much. But there's the consumerism thing, but they talk about that way too much, which is kind of annoying. But if that was the only theme or the main theme, then I would be annoyed by it. But since there's so much under the surface, one thing that like kind of stuck out to me this time, especially by the end of the movie, is like the alpha males and beta males, and just the way like Tyler Durden, just like we've all been in that situation. You might be in the situation you are the alpha male, and then you walk in the room and all of a sudden you're not. You know what I mean? And like a lot of women wouldn't understand that. A lot of us are happy to just be like, oh, I don't need all that fucking trouble. But the way that like that is a real dynamic that people have, and you can be a beta with an alpha, and that could be a positive thing. It could be the thing that you needed in your life to get you where you got to go. Or if you got the wrong guy that's pulling the strings, it can send you down like the darkest path ever. So that was kind of something I pulled out of it this time. And the other thing just to mention is like steps towards extremism. You just see how this can happen. You could flip-flop this and look at this as a terrorist cell in some country that's an enemy to us or shit like that. And you could see it being a very similar thing. And it's probably going to be a lot of men at the center of that too. Not probably, it's fucking definitely going to be a lot of men at the center of that. And it just might be a lot of men
in the center of a butt fuck club. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's so interesting. And I don't think I would have noticed it before I started doing these types of shows and looking at movies a little bit deeper. And it's probably obvious to so many people, but just like why is Bob got no nuts? You know what I mean? It's that whole masculine thing. We've got these neutered men. There's so many men, even in '99 and fucking definitely in 2025, that do feel neutered by society. You're supposed to temper down your masculine urges and shit. Maybe some of that's good, but I think there's just as much unhealthy aspects of that as there is healthy aspects of talking about toxic masculinity. Let's talk about some toxic femininity, because it goes both fucking ways for sure if you've ever met one. So it's a deep layered movie.
I haven't been fucked like that since grade school.
No, absolutely, man. I agree with that 100%. You know, they have tried to tone it down, and this is a statement on that and what could happen when you suppress your natural
urges.
I don't want to say savagery, but like, you know, there's a reason why we like fucking, you know, boxing and and UFC and shit like that. You know what I mean? There's a reason why we love to see certain things. And yeah, you when you suppress that, it could be trouble. Could cause a lot of trouble. But Big Herm, what is this movie saying to you?
Well, when I first, saw it, this. I didn't realize this when I first saw it, but I saw it when second time I saw it. They show you Starbucks, so they're telling me stop buying Starbucks, you know what I'm saying, and stop going to IKEA. So I was like, damn, they got me. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Herm's got that yin yang coffee table, by the way, y'all. Just so you know.
It's badass coffee.
Yeah. Yes, but yeah, it's like what you guys were saying. Like, talk about let the inner out. Like if you bottled up everything inside for so long, your inner Tyler will come out eventually, and that's pretty much what happened to this
Yeah.
dude. You know what I mean? Like he was all bored throughout
Get
the.
a nice rest, man.
Where, yeah, you
Sleep.
need to. Nothing replaces sleep. Like Starbucks doesn't do it. Whatever it is you're trying to take, Red Bulls, nothing replaces sleep. So once you're not getting that, man, and then all it takes is the one thing that irks you. That usually when you're cool, you let it slide. But you know what I'm saying? But then when the alpha comes out, like you guys were saying, I'm usually a beta until I have to be an alpha. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's pretty much me. You know, I'm not sure I'm not the only one. So
Yo,
that's
come
pretty
at me,
much
bro. Come at me, bro.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much what it's telling me, man. You live your life, you know what I mean? Get your rest, you know what I mean? And let it out. If you need to like tell people shut the fuck up, you know what I'm saying? Tell them shut the fuck up. You know what I
I would
mean?
pay to see Big
Don't
Herm
hold it.
fucking let it out. I would pay to.
I want to see that shit so
Yeah.
bad, bro. I can't wait. I can't wait till he does his Cena heel turn, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
Big Herm.
And that
My-
kid right there.
my wife saw that we've been together for 19 years. She might have seen that, not towards her, 2 times towards 2 people that made me do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
And
it
one
was
of them
pretty.
was a soda vendor that said we're no longer stocking Pepsi.
How'd you know?
Well, Big
God
Herm,
damn it! I want my Pepsi. What happened?
for your first movie review, I am extremely proud of you, my friend. You absolutely
Oh,
nailed it.
Same.
hey,
We definitely got to do one of these again. So definitely keep your
Yeah,
you know,
man.
I
What the
really
fuck?
had it.
Why are you
Yeah.
shitting on PCP movie night? We've been doing that shit for years, man. Come on.
you guys do such a great job. I just never felt like I was like good enough to come in here and have
Bruh.
That's a
insights
very
on
Edward
stuff and
Norton thing
stuff
to
like
say,
that.
bro. Embrace your inner Tyler and show us how it's
Yes,
done.
I definitely got to do that, man. I definitely got to do that.
Oh yeah.
There'll be
Bravo.
more.
Bravo, my friend.
I gotta do some horror ones when the horror fest come, man. I gotta pick a couple of those and that.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah. We all got to pick movies that are going to fuck Herm up, man.
You gotta do Mother of Tears then.
Oh, my God. It is about time. We've done the other two. Shit.
Yeah.
You're right.
Rock and Robbie, my brother, you are the master of themes in movies. I know you got something good for this one. What did you think about? What is this movie saying to you?
This movie's got a lot. This movie to me is talking about disconnection, right? It's talking about not being connected to society, not being connected to people, not being connected to yourself, right? And it's showing me the dangers of disconnecting. This era that we live in humanity, unlike any other. Now, of course, you could have said that in the 1500s. I'm sure people were like, history's never been this fucking crazy, bruh. You know, but like we have more instantaneous communication. We got self-gratification instantaneously now. We got so much now. We got single serving everything, single serving moods. You know, he's talking about his single serving friends, right? And I love that bit too. When Brad Pitt looks at him, he goes, "How's that working out for you?"
Yeah.
Being clever,
Right.
Clever,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Yeah, being clever. Like, how's that working out, right?
Mhm.
It's not working out too well for him because he's got plenty of things to say, but he has no connections. He doesn't have any friends. He doesn't have friends at work. He doesn't have friends in his personal life. That's why he has to find connection. And connection also, you know, equates with things like emotional maturity and availability, right? And so he's disconnected from society. And society, this is a society that makes us disconnected. We have this like illusion of being connected to everything. This illusion that we're all hanging out right now. And we are, because we're making authentic connections because we've known each other, all of us, for years at this point. But when you see like most talking heads on a screen, it's an illusion, right? Like everybody watching right now, we're all hanging out together watching a fucking movie. But honestly, I'm at home drinking beer by myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I always want to say Jack, but it's what the narrator's going through, right? But it's showing us also the dangers of that, because in a society that is isolating and disconnecting, we are easier to manipulate. That's what's happening in this movie.
Yep.
It's either Edward Norton's character at the beginning of the movie being manipulated by, if I buy this sofa, I get this refrigerator, I get this wardrobe, I'm done. I'm complete as a person. All this stuff. So it does have that consumerism thing, but that is evidence to me of the disconnect. Now it's easy to manipulate people that feel this way into joining a cult, into joining an extremist organization, into joining a group of terrorists. That is what Project Mayhem is. It's domestic terrorism, right? And we're talking about before 2001. And Verno, one of the things you said is that this movie dropped today, it would work just as well. I don't know if it would have the same reception.
Oh, yeah.
Like people would be picking it apart, saying this, because I've heard people say, "Oh, this is a movie to help embolden incels." Really? You get that from this movie? Like it's a good thing? Well, they do blow up the credit card companies. Okay, well, we should, right? But aside from that, right? Like Jelani said, the plan is pretty fucking solid.
It's solid.
But no, like to me, it's about the dangers of a disconnecting age and how easy it is to manipulate us, whether it's with the IKEA catalog or some extremist dude that makes you feel like you belong to a family or something, right? And ultimately, philosophically speaking, this is a movie where Project Mayhem, Fight Club, it's promoting the idea, which starts good. Like we should be more like how we were before, like hunter-gatherers. We should stand up for ourselves. We should be aggressive when we need to be, but there's a balance there that we need to maintain. This movie's not so much about the balance, but it's about the imbalance of it, right? But nihilism is the philosophy that is speaking to these men that feel disconnected. And it is something that happens today. Very much so. We see it all over. Like, I mean, it's easy to see it in the fucking, those dudes a few years ago with the fucking tiki torches and shit, they're Project Mayhem assholes. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think this movie is elevating that. I think it's showing that it's a tragedy, that it's not a good thing. Now, you do end with a little bit of a feel good, right? Because he's finally connected with someone. It's been Marla this entire time. As crazy as he thinks she is, but they're dealing with nihilism. And the thing about nihilism to me is people miss the point of it. You are not special. Let me read this fucking slip. You are not special. You are not a beautiful and unique snowflake. You are the same decaying organic matter as everything else. What does that tell us? Well, nothing matters, so fucking let's burn it all down. Well, what it tells me is there is no implied significance to your life, so it's up to you to apply the significance. It's up to you to find out what life means to you. Just like it's up to us to find out what Fight Club means to us. Right? And that connection he makes with Marla really hits that nail on the head by the end of it. Apply your own significance. He can be happy with her, as fucked up as both of them are. Because she's not just the only fucked up one. He's more fucked up than she is. She's honest the entire movie about who the fuck she is and her problems.
Right.
You know? So that's what it is, man. Nihilistic thinking, how easy it is to manipulate people in an isolating age. But what nihilism ultimately means is, yeah, there's no significance. You're not special. So make your own significance. This is significant to me. To other people, this may seem stupid. Hanging out and having a fucking movie club, you know, on Blood Splatter Chatter, on One Collection Down, on PCP, on Dylan's Horror Show. Who gives a fuck? Well, I do, because this is important to me. And it makes me a better person. And we're not going around fucking blowing up credit card companies, even though we maybe should.
Not yet.
So that's
not yet.
Not
yet.
yet.
We're just kidding, AI.
Yeah, we're good.
We're
not planning to do any of that shit.
We are kidding.
Oh man, you nailed it as always. Rockin' Robbie did not disappoint. Absolutely, I agree 100%. The only thing I would add to that, it's funny because this morning I was watching some videos on politics and stuff like that, and I'm not a political guy. I don't want to get into any of what's going on in the current world with our government and stuff like that. But that being said, they had a Japanese gentleman on who wrote some really political books talking about society and stuff like that. And he wrote a book called Truth. I don't know if you ever read a book called Truth. It's about governments and stuff like that. Anyway, the point of this book was that we mostly coexist and we mostly go through society because we have a bit of a trust, a subconscious trust of our friends, of our family, of people in general, of our government, things like that. And once that trust is eroded, like Robbie said, it's easy for an autocrat or an authoritarian to come in and take all those feelings that you have and turn them into Nazi Germany. You know what I mean? Or things of that nature. Because Tyler Durden, even though he's giving these men a sense of purpose and making them feel better about themselves than they ever felt in their lives, they're still his crash dummies, his sea monkeys. He calls them that, right? Doesn't he call them that at one point? Like, I forgot the word he used exactly for them. But he's just a means to his end, right? To his imaginary world, which he describes in this movie. He says what he wants to see the world as. So that's what really hit me about his movies. A lot about what Rock and Robbie said, but it's a lot about trust and the loss of trust amongst human beings. And yeah, it may be picked apart, but I do think people will get that message if you drop this movie today. I think it's very prophetic.
There's more trust lost now than that. Like trust in all the institutions is at an all-time low in all important institutions, which is
people don't trust the government. They don't trust companies, right?
The media.
They don't trust women.
The media, women, right? Me Too and all that stuff. Like, you don't know where, you can't say certain things about people because then you're automatically like this racist, bigot, prejudice, just because you just said like something about one person, you know what I mean? Or just an offhanded comment.
Or a belief you have in something. It's scary now. I could say one belief I have that's in some realm, and all of a sudden you can attach all this other stuff to it, and that goes on.
Yeah, like what if we all admitted that we were all part of the same butt fuck club, which we won't tonight, but maybe in the future we can.
But that, you could take somebody that had so much charisma and so much riz, or what they say today, and say everything that we're saying right now. Fuck these companies. Fuck the government. These chicks are crazy today. And we'll be like, yeah, man, this guy knows what he's talking about. And next thing you know, we're minions. You know what I mean?
I do that every week when I'm like, Marvel sucks and you know it, guys. They should do better.
Their paper's trash. Yeah.
I've been accused of starting a cult. Y'all have heard that shit from people, right? The cult of PCP and all that shit. We ain't blowing up shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we blow up anything, it's like fucking our own fucking assholes or fuck club. But
I feel like I had a big part in that. Shit, my bad. I didn't mean for them to say some shit like that.
Oh, it's all good, man. No, it's all good.
But anyway, yeah, man, all the themes were fantastic. Let's rate this thing and get up on out of here. Jelani, out of 5 backlogs, not your digs, because that shit is not worth a shit these days. Backlog.
Fuck you, bro. We were very, very solid on our scores of Leprechaun. I'm just gonna say that, young man. Okay.
What would you give this movie out of 5 backlogs, Jelani?
I'm still watching you backlog, bros. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know what to talk about. Okay.
What? Where is that?
Yeah, I mean, come on, y'all. It's a 5. You get 5 backlogs for this because it's like it's an almost perfect film, but it is perfect. If that makes a lot of sense. It's gritty. It's bloody. It's gory. It takes you places you didn't think you could go, like about a lot of things, what it takes to be a man, what it takes to be insane and not getting sleep. It takes you a lot of different places, and it's very. I think men should see this as a message. Not to be an incel or whatever the crap that is, but I think most men should see this to just feel something different about themselves, because we are in this society a little too beta. Whatever that beta alpha crap means, we are a little too beta. We're a little too subservient for things. We need to stand on business at all times, because if you don't, they walk all over you, and you can't have people walking all over you, because it becomes normal and you get used to it and you become a beta. So I really think 5 backlogs is pretty strong.
Absolutely.
You should watch this.
Great score.
Watch it.
Verno, how many backlogs you giving this thing?
I got to give it a 5, man. I stand by it. I think it's one of those movies that like you're gonna have a really hard time. I feel like I've never heard. By the way, I was surprised that it didn't do good at the box office and it wasn't like a smash hit right off the bat. Because if you were just ask me like what are some of the best movies of all time, it's like Fight Club. As far as like again being like the coolest movies, just movies that are universally loved by most people that I've ever talked to. I think it's one of the coolest movies ever. And the way that it holds up, the way that it's still so entertaining and everything that we've been talking about, and we could spend another hour on the themes for sure.
Easily.
There's so much further that we could go into. We could do this again. So I'll give it an easy 5. I love this movie, and I'm really glad because it's one that you see so many times. I probably wouldn't. It might have been another 20 years before I rewatched it if I didn't do it for this show. You know what I mean? So I'm glad to come on and do this with you fellas.
Oh yeah, Verno. Big Harm, out of 5 backlogs, what do you give Fight Club?
Man, you guys know, like, I'm usually the one to give the high grades. And now I don't feel bad for giving the high grades. I give it a 5 backlogs too, man. It's like, you can't, if you try to pick apart this movie, it's like, then do you really like movies? Because it has everything you would want in a particular movie. What the hell else do you want? The music, the action, they got some comedy in it. You know what I mean? I mean, who didn't love Meatloaf's boobs? You know what I'm saying? Come on. We all wanted to get hugged. You know what I'm saying by Meatloaf right there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. I was interested by Meatloaf.
And one of the great twists. And one of the great twists.
Yeah. I loved everything about it, like from beginning to end. Like there was no downtime for me, like to look at my phone or nothing like that. It was just like boom. Even my wife didn't look at her phone. She's always looking at her phone when she watches a movie. It was very interesting. It kept her going too. So it's 5 backlogs, man. I what else? We've been saying it the whole freaking hour and 44 minutes. I told my wife, yo, we'll be there for hour 15. Like, no, we're not. This movie's too good for an hour 15. You know.
I told mine would be here for 2. I fucking knew it.
Yeah, you knew it. So, 5 backlogs. There's not much I could add about it. You know, just take your inner Tyler and let it out. You know what I'm saying? Just let it out. That's what I've learned from this movie. Because I've noticed when people try to run over you and stuff like that, and you just get a little tough, they'll back away. You know what I mean? And probably
I want my Pepsi right now, motherfucker. They're like, okay, sir, I'm sorry. We just DoorDash from Target some fucking Pepsi for you, man.
Yeah, there's a couple of times where, like I said, it was the 2 occasions that really got me off, and in one of them, that person was scared of me forever. I couldn't even say hi to them because they were like, "Oh, hi," you know what I'm saying?
Hell
so,
yeah, dude, that's power.
Pepsi. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, Robbie, what do you give Fight Club, man? Out of 5 backlogs.
Whether it's a backlog, whether it's a you dig, whether it's the slip, or whatever the fuck Verno does, I don't even think he has a name for what he does. He's like, what would you rate it? All right,
I'm good.
But regardless,
1 to 10.
and yeah, the slip has fallen, the you dig has risen, but the backlog's kind of stayed the same. But it's on the upswing right now. However, regardless of what it is, ha 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 ha, it's a 5. It's a 5. This is a perfect movie. It's a perfect movie. All the performances are brilliant. The style is influential and fun. The structure is scintillating and impactful. The The music is dope as shit and a great soundtrack to fuck to, right? And then you got all the thematic material. It's really good. It's a 5 fucking you digs, 5 backlogs, 5 slips, 5 fucking blood splatter chatters. It's 5 of Jack's medulla oblongatas. It's absolutely amazing. One of the best films of all time. So much that I have to own it on VHS and Blu-ray. And I do believe I might still have a fucking DVD. If not, I'm getting it. Because this movie slaps. It's awesome. Great pick, bruh. 5. Perfect.
Yeah, I can't disagree with any of that. I agree 100%. I think this movie it gets better with each watch, which is not easy to do, right? And especially in a movie where there's a twist, right? Like once you know the twist, it's like, but I can watch this for so many other reasons other than the twist, and that says a lot. And everything Robbie said, the script, the acting, the editing, the score, just everything, the layers and layers of themes in this movie, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And even though it didn't do well in the theaters, it definitely got its revenge because it ended up on so many top 100 film lists from so many respected websites and publications that rank movies and stuff. This thing is usually within the top 10 of a lot of these lists.
What's crazy is like it shows you the importance of like what that aftermarket meant to movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like the rental stores, the DVDs, VHS, and Blu-ray sales. That's what made this movie a hit. So many movies we love from the 80s. This movie comes out today, it gets talked about maybe for a week and just goes the fuck away.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I was gonna, I'm glad I just thought of this. Like something else that like gave it legs. I said to my wife, I'm like, yeah, we're doing a show, blah blah blah, talking Fight Club. She goes, you don't talk about Fight Club. And I go, have you seen it? She goes, no. And I was
But
like,
everybody knows that.
that
right?
says a shit.
What's
Yeah.
the number
Seen
one
the
thing
movie.
everybody has said? Every asshat in the comments tonight has said what? You're not
You don't
supposed to
talk
talk about
about-
Fight Club.
Nope.
Yeah, I was talking to
it's
Eric.
the pop culture. It's in the zeitgeist, man.
Right,
Like
in a big
everybody
way.
knows this movie, dude. It's like
Mhm.
so important,
Yeah.
dude. It's quotable. It's a fucking awesome movie.
I was talking to Eric earlier, and I said, dude, why didn't you jump on the review? He says, because we can't talk about Fight Club. That's the first thing that came out of his mouth.
I don't want to die
It's
without
really
any
because Eric's a
scars.
pussy, but that's fine.
That's another quote that I've said a million times and I've heard. Like, we'd be out partying doing crazy shit. It's like, don't do that. Well, I don't want to die without any scars. Like, all right, do it. You know what I mean? Try it, jump it. You can make it.
Absolutely. Bobby Delgado gave it a 5. Let's see who else we got in here giving scores. I know I saw another one in here.
There, I saw a bunch of 5s, and then one asshat gave it a 4.5. But
What a
that's
dick.
fine.
Who was it? Was it?
Yeah,
4.5.
Collector P.
Collector P. Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, 4.5 is a solid score. It's
Mhm.
Still a really good score, yeah.
yeah, a lot of 5s. Okay, yeah. So, I guess that's a PCP average of 5.
Yep.
No 69 needed in Buttfuck Club.
You really want to get this Buffalo Club started, don't you?
Well, fucking Verno's the one that came up with the idea.
Yeah.
Is this
That
the
narrative,
first 5 of March Madness?
So far.
I don't know. Yeah,
'Cause
probably.
Leprechaun
Yeah,
certainly
maybe.
was
It wasn't Leprechaun or Dead Ringers or Lizard. So.
Yeah. None of mine. I don't even know.
It
what-
wasn't
Yeah,
House.
Flatliners,
It wasn't House
yeah.
by the Cemetery.
Sure as shit wasn't House by the Cemetery. No. I was surprised that, like, I'd forgot that because we did The Machinist and that it's his duality was created by Insomnia too. So I had forgot that was the root cause of this in Fight Club. So I was like, oh, how cool. How cool is that?
It's great how everything's connected because we were doing Dead Ringers last week and this chick was fucking 2 twins and thinking they were schizophrenic. But in this movie, she's fucking one man who is schizophrenic.
Thinks he's two dudes. That's hilarious.
I was almost gonna make that my theme again from Dead Ringers because my theme for Dead Ringers was be careful of the crazy ones, and that definitely applies here.
Yep, it is.
But yeah, man, this has been fantastic, man. That concludes our review of Fight Club, man. Thank you, everybody on this panel. You guys have been awesome. Everybody in this chat. Have you seen this chat?
Yeah.
Amazing tonight.
Wow.
Lots
Oh,
of
man.
people in this
Everybody's
chat.
been great except for that one fucking asshat collector P that gave it a 4.5. But you know, whatever.
Oh man, leave Collector P
Is
alone.
he your
man.
kid
That's
for
my
you, John?
guy.
Me and John.
You
Cena?
were never there for me. This is a toxic and abusive relationship.
Simpleton in the house station. What's going on, my guy? Yeah, man. So let's get up out of here. Before we get out of here, I just want you guys to let everybody know what you guys got going on, where they could catch you next, stuff like that. Jelani, let the people know where they can get you.
Well, Brooks and I, of course, do this show called Go Figure Reviews. We give figure points, so ours are 1 to 5 figure points. So you know, the grading goes on. I would give a Fight Club of 5 figure points, of course, because it is awesome. Just like our show, we just reached 600 subscribers as of today. So thanks a lot, guys.
600, nice. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Really appreciate it. We're trying to get to 1,000 so I can at least get monetized and try some stuff. We're super excited to do a few more Turtles of Grayskull videos. Turtles of Grayskull seems to be pretty cool. We also do Transformers reviews. We do Marvel Legends reviews. We do tons of stuff. We're gonna start doing live streams as well. Maybe not talk about movies. We should probably talk about like Transformers the movie and how it changed all our lives and gives the concept of death. I was thinking about doing that one day. But yeah, check us out at Go Figure Reviews. There are plenty of apparently there are 2 other Go Figure Reviews. Ours is the one that says Go Figure Reviews Toy Reviews with Brooks and Jelani.
There you go.
Brooks isn't here, but check us out. Go Figure Reviews. Thanks a lot for having me, Fable. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah, man. Always a pleasure. Thank God. Not thank God. I'm happy that you were here for the first time with me, and I hope this isn't the last time, my brother.
It isn't.
We can get you.
I
Get
hope
you
we
on
got
here
next
again.
week too.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Bro.
Thank you, my brother.
I ain't
Verno,
gonna work, but yes.
Mr. Blood Splatter Chatter. Where can the
Brother, we
people find you?
are continuing March Madness. Mr. Billups will be there to hang out with us on Thursday night talking Reanimator. So we did From Beyond last year for March Madness, and we always got to get in a mad scientist movie. And is there many better? Maybe 1 or 2, but this is definitely one of my favorites. So super excited about that. And then I'll throw it out there now. Next Tuesday, since there's a bunch of comic people out there, Stu and I started a new show. It's going to be on at Dr. Doom Fan Club over on the YouTubes, Panels of the Damned, talking horror comics. We will be discussing Hickman's Black Monday Murders, Volume 1, which I only read like the first issue of it. It is badass. It's so cool. Like speaking of cool, like,
it's
everything
never finished.
Yeah, no, hey, he did finish it. They just haven't done the art for it yet. But it will come out one day, Volume 3. But yeah, looking forward to that. Reanimator on Thursday, Dr. Doom Fan Club for some Hickman talk next Tuesday.
Oh yeah! If you like what you heard tonight, you love this banter. It continues on Blood Splatter Chatter this Thursday with a kick-ass movie, Stuart Gordon's Reanimator. Robbie's gonna be there. Go check that out. My brother, Big Herm, your first movie review, you knocked it out of the park, my brother.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
love having
Thank
you
you.
here tonight, Big Herm. Where can the people find you?
Well, I'll probably be back on this channel Friday night for the all new, all different Blame Fable show, where we discuss a lot of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's, the pop culture, whatever comes out that week. It's not just comic books. So it's comic books, movies, and we do talk about Marvels, Robbie. So hey, there you go. We talk about that sometimes, you know. And then speaking of Marvel, I'll be me and my man Primetime Tom will be back this Sunday. Yet again, with this time, we're taking a break from the ASM because we're waiting for the last one, watch of the 8 deaths that nobody likes to come out, at least the end of it. So we're gonna put that aside and we're gonna start covering the Ultimate Spider-Man again, and we're doing issues number 5 and 6 this Sunday, 12 p.m. East on Big Herm's Collectibles channel. So come hang out, join us, man. We just go over a little read along and a review on those books. So 5 and 6. And that's pretty much it, man. That I'll probably be back here the next Sunday. I'll try. I'll try, Fable knows. I really try. Sometimes work gets too tough, and like you guys we were talking about earlier, we need to get that sleep. And if I don't get that sleep, then someone's gonna get hurt on Saturday at work, and then I'm gonna get fired. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. So
they don't call him Big Herm for nothing. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, man. I love doing this, and I love that my first time doing this movie review is with you guys. Like Jelani, the first time doing a show with you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's been a long time. You're one of our favorites here in this household. So
thank you, man.
Yeah.
You are too, man. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're
And Robbie, man, you know I love you.
I love you too, Herm.
And Verno, you know I always love you too, bro. You got a show on Sunday. Let's go.
Yeah, when Robbie asked me to do this, one of the first people that came to mind was Jelani. 100%. Yeah, so happy to have him on. The man himself, man. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you again. I can't thank you enough for making me a part of March Madness. I know probably everybody knows what you're gonna do next, but remind them what's next for Rockin' Robbie.
I'll be on Blood Splatter Chatter, continuing March Madness with Reanimator, one of my favorite movies of all time. You can catch me Sunday night for Rockin' Robbie Live. After a 2-week break, we're back. It's going to be a fun show. Right after that, I'll be on Dylan's Horror Show to talk about The Babadook, which is another great movie, especially for March Madness, man.
Baba.
Yeah. And then on Monday, we're doing Two Guns pick for March Madness, which is Mother.
Oh, nice, man. That's
I've never seen, but we got a great panel. Me, Jelani Brooks, Joe Corallo, and Missing Link, aka Stephanopoulos.
Almost, man.
Yeah, I'm working on it, man. But yeah, super pumped, man. March Madness is the best lineup we've ever had. We're only halfway through, so we still got some shows to do, y'all. So hell yeah. Let's celebrate the insanity of cinema together.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Two Gun, man, for always supporting the movie nights, man. You're amazing.
Pew.
Absolutely. Love you, Two Gun. Of course, catch me here Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, for the all new, all different Blame Fable show. Like Big Herm says, we talk about everything, man. Everything in the world of pop culture and nerd culture. That's what we cover. It's not just the comic books, it's the movies. I mean, we just covered that Stan Lee documentary that everybody's talking about, that announcement. We were ahead of the curve on that because I'm seeing everybody talking about it now. We were last Friday, so go check out the rewind on that if you can. And we'll be back here to do our final March Madness movie next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. It'll be the Korean classic Old Boy, man. I can't wait. Cannot wait to get into Old Boy with my panel next Tuesday. And I'm going to have another great panel just like the one I had tonight. Again, you guys have been awesome. Love you guys. Everybody, take care. Have a great night. Go watch Blood Splatter Chatter this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, man, for the continuation of March Madness. Station.